Okay, so this is somebody asked me how to play guitar and play scales without making it sound like you're playing scales, and this I find is probably the best way to do it, just in my experience here. It's by playing 3 notes per string and doing it all the way up and all the way down the neck. So start off in the key of G and doing just a normal major scale. So it's a then you do the exact same thing, but you're starting on the second note. So now instead of G, whatever, G major, your normal scale, you're starting on a Dorian minor. Still G major, just starting on the second note. And then do the same thing, the next one up, so that would be B. And if you're having trouble kind of visualizing what the scale sounds like, because it can be weird, you don't know, it's kind of a weird scale to practice if you can't visualize what it's supposed to sound like. So you can always just start on G. And kind of walk up, so that way your ears knows sort of what it's listening for. So. So there you go. That's kind of the way to do it. Then the next trick would be go up on one scale and come down on the next one up. So what I mean by that is go up in G major, and then go up to wherever the next scale would start. In this case, it's the D note on the high E string. So. There you go. Start there and then do it over again. So. And yeah, doing that all the way up and down the neck. Your fingers get used to kind of stretching and shifting in ways that they normally wouldn't. And so that's a really great way of sort of breaking your fingers out of old pentatonic-y habits. Like these guys who, every time they pick up their guitar, all they can do is just go... sorry, you guys can't see that. Yeah, they've got nothing but pentatonic licks. So, yeah, so 3 notes per string, all the way up, all the way down, helps your fingers kind of break out of that rut and gets your ear used to listening to things slightly different. One of the big tricks for me, I'm going to try to angle this down a little bit so you can see it better. There we go. One of the big tricks for me to get that going right was just figuring out certain little licks and then repeating them all the way up and down in octaves. So for me, we'll use D minor, the saddest of all keys. That went by really fast, but one of the things that I learned how to do pretty well is to when to slide my finger down. So so that way that if you notice, even when I'm doing like sort of faster downward runs, I'm never having to make any further of a stretch than 4 frets at a time. So same thing when I'm doing chordal stuff. A lot of guys like to use this chord, or when they're doing arpeggios, do the normal. I really prefer to do this kind of stuff. Because now it's major, minor, and I didn't have to change my fingering at all. Anything else that you do, so an arpeggio, you do that one minor, you gotta reach for it. If you do it this way, and then you try to do a major, you gotta reach for it, so. That's pretty helpful too. Anyway, so to kind of recap, 3 notes per string. All the way up, all the way down, and then that, yeah, the big advantage of that is your fingers kind of get used to sliding around and getting outside the box. Cool, there you go.